Almost everyone sets their tires to 32 PSI and thinks they're safe, but 81% of drivers actually get it wrong. According to federal data, using the wrong pressure quietly shreds your tire life, drains your fuel tank, and puts you one blowout closer to disaster, all because of a myth that just won't die. If 32 PSI isn't right for you, how did this habit start? And what's the real cost of getting it wrong? A set of tires costs more than most people realize. With prices averaging over $200 each, a full replacement can wipe out $800 or more from your bank account, often years before you expected. The reason? Most drivers are running the wrong pressure every single day. The Department of Energy found that running just 5 PSI low, for example 27 instead of 32, can slash your tread life by 22%. That means a tire rated for 50,000 miles might barely make it to 39,000 before it is worn down to the cords. One driver, convinced that a few extra PSI would save gas, ran his tires overinflated for a year. He gained a few miles per gallon, but the center of each tire wore bald in just 15,000 miles, forcing a $600 replacement, 5 years of tread gone in one. The financial hit does not stop at the tire shop. Underinflated tires force your engine to work harder, burning more fuel on every trip. Federal data shows that for every 1 PSI your tires are below the recommended level, your car's fuel economy drops by 0.2%. Across 4 tires, a 5 PSI drop means nearly a full percent lost, enough to waste an extra tank or two each year. Multiply that by millions of cars, and Americans are burning through 4.5 billion extra gallons annually, costing drivers over $18 billion. But at home, it is the slow drain you feel. More stops at the pump, more money out of pocket, and tires that die long before their time. These losses are not rare. NHTSA surveys show that only 19% of drivers keep their tires at the correct pressure. For everyone else, the damage is happening right now, hidden in the tread, the fuel bill, and the surprise blowout that comes out of nowhere. It is a silent tax on everyone who still believes 32 PSI is always safe. The number 32 has a strange power in the world of tires. It has become the shorthand for safe and normal, the default answer at service shops, in old driver's manuals, and at quick lube counters across America. But this number did not come from modern engineering or some secret industry formula. Its roots stretch back to the era of bias ply tires, when cars rode on stiff sidewalls and thick rubber. In the 1950s and the 1960s, a 32 PSI stamp on the sidewall meant maximum load, the most air you could safely pump into those old rugged tires for hauling a full carload. For daily driving, most cars actually ran much softer, often between 24 and 28 PSI, trading crisp handling for a plush, floaty ride. As radial tires took over, in the 1970s the rules changed. Radials flex more and need higher pressures for safety and performance. But the 32 PSI habit stuck around, passed from shop to shop, and scribbled into quick lube checklists. It was simple, easy to remember, and just round enough to feel official. Service technicians pressed for time would top off every tire to 32 PSI, whether the car needed more, less, or something entirely different. Manuals echoed the number for years, even as car weights, tire designs, and driving speeds shot upward. Psychologists call this round number bias. People gravitate toward numbers like 32 because they are easy to recall and feel safe. Never mind that a modern sport utility vehicle might need 36 or 38 PSI to avoid trouble. The result? Millions of drivers trust a number that is really a relic, not a rule. The 32 PSI gospel is less about science and more about tradition, convenience, and a dash of nostalgia for the days when a fill-up and a pressure check were part of every gas station stop. But as cars evolved, that shortcut quietly became a liability, one that set the stage for some of the most expensive and dangerous tire failures in automotive history. In the summer heat of the late 1990s, a string of deadly crashes began to draw national attention. Ford Explorers, fitted with Firestone Wilderness at tires, were rolling over at alarming rates. At the heart of the problem was a number printed on millions of door jambs, 26 PSI. Ford had set this low pressure to soften the ride and tame the Explorer's top-heavy feel. But the same tire, when mounted on a Ford Ranger pickup, was rated at 35 PS1, a 9-pound difference for the same rubber. Just a different badge on the grill. The consequences were catastrophic. As families drove cross-country or commuted on highways, underinflated tires flexed more than they should. This extra flex built up heat inside the tire, breaking down the bonds in the rubber and steel. Treads began to separate at speed. SUVs veered out of control. Over 250 people lost their lives, and thousands more were injured, most never realizing their tires were quietly cooking themselves to failure, even on routine drives. The scale of the recall was staggering. In August 2000, Firestone pulled 6.5 million tires from the market. Ford, facing mounting lawsuits and public outrage, recalled 13 million vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration launched an investigation documenting the pattern: low pressure, high heat, and catastrophic separation. Testimony from survivors and families filled hearing rooms. The official reports pointed to underinflation as a key factor, far more than any single design flaw or manufacturing defect. This crisis forced the entire industry to confront a hard truth. Comfort-based pressure recommendations, set too low for safety, could turn a family car into a death trap. In the aftermath, automakers raised their recommended pressures across the board, and regulators demanded new warning systems to catch low tires before disaster struck. The era of guessing, or trusting an old number, was over. Tire pressure was no longer just a matter of comfort. It had become a matter of life and death. A tire's sidewall often shows a big number, maybe 44, 51, or even 60 pounds per square inch. But that is not your target. That number is the maximum cold pressure the tire itself can handle, stamped by the tire manufacturer for all possible vehicles and loads. It is a safety ceiling, not a daily goal. Imagine driving at the highest number on your speedometer every day because it is printed there. That is what inflating to the sidewall maximum does to your tires. Engineers spend years fine-tuning each car model to match tire pressure with weight, suspension, and handling. The real answer sits quietly on a sticker inside your driver's door or on the fuel flap, the door placard. This number is chosen for your exact vehicle, balancing ride, grip, tread life, and fuel economy. It might be 33, 36, or 41 pounds per square inch, and sometimes it is different for front and rear tires. The sidewall number is a universal limit, not a recommendation. Inflating to the sidewall maximum makes the tire rock hard. The center bulges out, and the contact patch, the part of the rubber that actually touches the road, shrinks. That leads to rapid center wear and less grip, especially in wet conditions. Go too far, and you risk a harsh ride and longer stopping distances. Underinflation, on the other hand, forces the tire shoulders to do all the work. The edges wear out quickly, and the tire flexes more, building up heat that can lead to a blowout. The only pressure that matters is the one on your door sticker. It is set for your car, your load, and your safety. Ignore the sidewall maximum and old habits. The difference between the right number and a guess could mean thousands of extra miles, safer handling, and money saved at every fill-up. On highways and city streets, the cost of wrong tire pressure ripples far beyond a single wallet. Department of Energy analysts tracked 9.7 million vehicles and found that underinflated tires drain an extra 4.5 billion gallons of fuel every year in the United States. That is more than $18.6 billion lost at the pump, money wasted for nothing, mile after mile. Each time a tire runs even 1 PSI low, fuel economy drops by about 0.2%. Across 4 tires, a 5 PSI drop means nearly a full percent lost, multiplied by millions of drivers day in and day out. But the toll? does not stop at wasted fuel. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration crash data reveals a sharper edge. 646 people lost their lives in tire-related accidents last year alone. Underinflation triples the risk of a crash, especially at highway speeds, where a flexing sidewall can overheat and fail without warning. SUVs and trucks are especially vulnerable. When a tire blows at speed, the odds of a rollover skyrocket. Most drivers never see these numbers. Only 19% keep their tires at the right pressure. The rest are rolling the dice, unaware that every trip carries a hidden risk. It is not just about paying more at the gas station or replacing tires early. It is about a national pattern: fuel wasted, tread worn away, and families put in harm's way, all because of a number that was never meant to be universal. The myth of one size fits all pressure is not just a personal mistake. It is a collective drain on wallets, on resources, and on safety. No dashboard warning or quick fix can erase the cost once it is paid. Tire pressure monitoring systems were supposed to be the solution, an electronic safety net that would catch low tires before trouble starts. AAA's latest tests reveal a hidden flaw. Those dashboard warnings come far too late. Federal law only requires the warning light to turn on after a tire drops 25% below the number on your door sticker. For a car with a 32 PSI recommendation, that means the alert stays silent until you are down to 24 PSI or less, well into the danger zone. In real-world tests, 5 out of 11 new vehicles did not warn drivers until tires were 27 to 30% low. The 2022 Ford F-250 went even further. It never triggered a warning at all, even when its tires lost more than a third of their recommended air. There is another catch. Not all systems work the same way. Direct TPMS uses sensors inside each wheel to measure actual pressure, while indirect systems rely on wheel speed to guess if a tire is low. Indirect setups can miss slow leaks or equal drops across all 4 tires, especially during cold snaps. That is why AAA's engineers still carry manual gauges. The technology is helpful, but it is no substitute for checking your own tires before you drive. Relying on a warning light alone is like waiting for the oil light to come on before adding a quart. By the time it blinks, the damage is already done. Tire pressure is not a fixed number, it is always on the move. As the temperature drops overnight or rises during the day, the air inside your tires expands or contracts. The rule of thumb is simple. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit change, your tire pressure shifts by about 1 psi. That means a tire set to 35 psi on a warm afternoon can read just 28 psi on a freezing morning. Parked in direct sunlight, the same tire might jump 5 psi higher than one in the shade, according to tire rack temperature tests. These swings are not just numbers on a gauge, they change how much rubber actually touches the road, affecting grip, wear, and safety. That is why tire engineers and safety experts always recommend you check pressure when the tires are cold, before you drive, and before the sun heats up the pavement. Relying on a quick check after a long drive or in the middle of the day can give you readings that are off by several psi, leading to the same costly mistakes that wear out tires and waste fuel. Checking tire pressure the right way starts before you even touch a gauge. Park your car and let it sit for at least 3 hours, or overnight if possible. Tires need to be cold. Driving even 1 mile can heat them up and add several pounds per square inch, giving you a false reading. Grab a digital gauge, not the one built into the air pump. Bridgestone's tests found those pump gauges can be off by as much as 5 pounds per square inch. Remove the valve cap, press the gauge straight onto the stem, and read the number. Compare it to the sticker on your driver's door, not the sidewall. Some vehicles, especially trucks and SUVs, list different pressures for the front and rear tires. Always follow those differences, even if it means setting each tire separately. Don't forget the spare. Many require 60 pounds per square inch, much higher than your regular tires. Write down each reading, add air if needed, and recheck. This is the same method tire engineers use in the lab. Accurate pressure starts with a cold check, the right gauge, and the exact number for your car. Nitrogen. Inflation sounds high-tech, but the science does not back the hype or the price tag. For years, tire shops have pitched nitrogen fills as a way to keep pressure steady and tires healthy, often charging $5 or $10 per tire. The pitch goes like this. Nitrogen leaks out slower than regular air, so your tires stay at the right pressure longer. But when Consumer Reports ran a 12-month test on 31 pairs of tires, half filled with nitrogen and half with regular air, the results told a different story. After a full year, the nitrogen-filled tires lost just 1.3 PSI, less than those with air. That is barely a difference, and nowhere near enough to justify the extra cost or the hassle of hunting down a special pump. Air is already 78% nitrogen, and the small pressure gain from pure nitrogen will not save your tires from wear, blowouts, or bad fuel economy if you skip regular checks. The only real fix is making a habit of checking and setting your pressure yourself. Do not let a nitrogen upsell distract you from what actually works. Real savings and safety come from one place: making tire pressure checks a habit, not a chore. Most drivers mean well, but forget until a warning light blinks or a tire looks low. The trick is to tie your checks to something you already do, like the first Saturday of every month or before any road trip. Set a calendar reminder, jot a note in your phone, or keep a logbook in the glove box. Some drivers use a sticky note on the dash or a recurring phone alert. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Even a quick monthly check can add thousands of miles to your tires and keep your fuel bill in check. For those who want a little extra insurance, Bluetooth tire pressure sensors are getting smarter and cheaper. These devices send an alert to your phone if any tire drops, even 3 PSI, long before most dashboard systems react. But even the best tech can't replace your own attention. The simple act of checking, logging, and topping up just once a month protects your investment and your peace of mind. Over time, this routine becomes automatic. Your tires last longer, your car handles better, and you are one step ahead of the silent wear that catches most drivers off guard. Every day, millions of tires lose years of life and gallons of fuel, all because of a number that is habit, not fact. Your safety and savings and control start with one quick check. Stop defaulting to 32 pounds per square inch. Read your door sticker, set the correct pressure, and check regularly. Subscribe to Car Care Daily for technical advice that saves money, and tell us what pressure your door jamb says. Go check right now.